is Cassie Ventura. Maybe I need to get a picture of Cassie. But Cassie Ventura testifying Diddy trial live updates. Let's get it. Let's start this off. That's why you gotta watch your friends, you gotta watch me, they connive and shit. I just, baby, I want you. Yeah, girl, I know you. Yes, yes. So, we're gonna get right into this with the Cassie. Here we go. The government calls Cassie Ventura. The government calls Cassie Ventura. She takes the stand extremely pregnant. AUSA says, how old are you? Cassie says, I'm 38. The attorney says, what is your work? She says, music and entertainer. How long were you with Sean? I was with Sean about 10 years. Man, yes, sir. Did you get in arguments? Yes, it would result in violence, dragging. What else did he do to you? He stomped me in the head if I was down.
Jackass. Hello.
How frequently was P. Diddy violent? Cassie responds, too frequently. I would get black eyes and bruises. AUSA Johnson says, let me show you a video. The LA hotel elevator lobby. Where is this? Cassie says the Intercontinental in Los Angeles. It was after a freak off. Uh-oh. Hold on. It was a freak off. Hold on. So, what does a freak off entail? Cassie says the hiring of an escort, setting it up. The attorney says, how did you feel when he first asked for it? Cassie said, I was confused, nervous. I wanted to make him happy. The attorney says, did you agree to one when he first proposed one? Cassie said, yes. Then there were more. It wasn't something I wanted to do, at least not that frequently. Okay. So, Cassie has taken the stand. And we're reading Cassie's testimony right now. I believe she's still on the stand. This is just the beginning. We're going to catch right up to it, all right? So we're just going to read and we're going to catch up. Dolomite, Cassie Catfax is in the trash dealing with the diddler. He took her all the way down through there. And I was talking to my gladiator last night about this. I was like, I would never fuck behind Diddy, but can we say that Cassie has a healthy box? She's pregnant again. Now, we do want to see if her kids are functioning and not autistic or nothing like that. But Cassie done went around and got, she's still making babies. This is crazy. Anyway, Cassie says, I didn't know what it could turn into. The attorney says, what do you mean? Cassie says, making him angry. They say, what were you afraid of? What were you afraid would happen if you said no? Cassie says, through time, he had blackmail materials. He had blackmail materials. So, Cassie, she's okay. I don't know if they coached her or not, but she's saying he had blackmail materials. For what? Anyway, the lawyer says, what did you give the government? Cassie says, I gave the government all of the laptops with Diddy's videos. Uh-oh. Now, what are these videos? The videos would be with, other people. So, like I said, Diddy is taking down everybody. The Fed asks her, I've handed up GXB. Do you recognize it? She says, yes. I've reviewed this drive. So it's a hard drive. It has communication and documents pertaining to Mr. Combs. They ask her, did you review the photos on it? She says, yes. What is this photo? This is me. Who's Kerry Morgan? Hold on, y'all. Let's make sure all the volume and everything is right. Brother said my mic was low last time. Yeah, let's turn that up. 1 2 1 2. Hold on. Who is Kerry Morgan? That's what we want to know. Who's Kerry Morgan? So the attorney says, Cassie, I gave you a hard drive with some communication and documents on it. Did you review the photos on it? Cassie says yes. She says, what's in the photo? Cassie says, me in 2004 with Kerry Morgan. Who the fuck is Kerry Morgan? Kerry Morgan. Who's Kerry Morgan? Well, on Vlad TV, Diddy threw wooden hanger at Cassie's best friend. So Kerry Morgan is Cassie's best friend. Okay? Kerry Morgan is Cassie's best friend.
Right. I've had women put their hands on me and I would stop them and I would grab them. Who knows what really happened?
Now that's what makes the decision and everything that you've been through for you not to be able to.
He pursued her.
Whatever comes to him for that. And this was 2016. They broke up in 2018.
Right. How?
And he's going to get that footage from the studio building. He got a studio in there, but he doesn't own the building.
Yeah. So, perfect.
I don't know it for a fact. I thought she mentioned that in small writing.
Perfect.
You can't really use Vlad's stuff. But, yeah, Kerry Morgan is Cassie's best friend, just in case, because I didn't know who she was. But Kerry Morgan is Cassie's best friend. Okay? So, now we know who she is. Let's read it again. I've handed you a hard drive. Do you recognize it? Yes, I reviewed this drive. It has communication with documents pertaining to Diddy. Did you review the photos on it? Yes. What was in the photo? Me in 2004 with Kerry Morgan. When did you sign with Bad Boy Records? 2006. It was a 10-album deal. Damn, Diddy. Did you release any after late 2006? No. Who was in this photo? Kim Porter. She was Diddy's ex from before me and the mother of his children. Now, remember, guys, Kim Porter has 4 children in the jury, in the courtroom. She has 4 children in the courtroom. And they keep bringing this dead woman's name up. She is resting. I don't know if she's resting uneasy or she's happy that Diddy is getting this. Just this woman's name, this dead woman's name, is coming up so much, man. This is crazy. Diddy better check himself, man. Where did you celebrate your birthday in this photo? Cassie says, in Las Vegas. Kerry Morgan was there too. Now, this is what? We had about 6 names, 6 to 8 names. Mia, Cassie, Jane, Phillips, Flores, Kerry. So we got about 8 names so far. It's a lot of people coming down here. Diddy's taking everybody down. We was in Las Vegas, me and Kerry. What happened then? Sean kissed me in the bathroom. I ran back to my hotel and I told Kerry. All right. So that now we got to go up some. Hold on. Now we got to go up. That stuff right there happened 2 hours ago. Okay? No, 3 hours ago. Now let's go to the new stuff. Let's get to the new stuff right now. So that was the introduction to Cassie's testimony. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, this is crazy, man. All right. Oh boy, this is not good, man. So she was on the stand for a while. Hold on. They said Cassie might be on the stand for like 3 days. Okay, here we go. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Got them. Got their ass. So that was 3 hours ago. Now we're getting to 2 hours. So we got past the 2 hours. Here we go. Sean kissed me in the bathroom. I ran back to my hotel. I told Kerry, when did you get back to New York? Cassie said, I would visit him in the Trump Hotel in Columbus Circle. His apartment was being renovated. So Diddy is a Trump supporter. Diddy is a Trump supporter, literally. What were you going to do with your music career? Cassie says, trying to come up with a concept. Diddy called all of the shots. What is the age difference between you and Diddy? 17 years, Cassie says. How did you feel when Sean invited you to hotels? I felt nervous, excitement. We were going to talk about music. He introduced me to oral sex. I didn't understand it. Uh-oh. This is wild behavior. So he's basically going to be the diddler. So the diddler, he taught Cassie how to do sex. Ain't this something? Here we go. He introduced me to oral sex. I didn't understand it. Did you visit Sean in Miami? Yes. I went with Kerry Morgan and Dallas Austin. Okay, there's another name. We got 9 names. Dallas Austin, get your ass to the front. What did you and Sean do together? Cassie says, sexual intercourse. He gave me blue dolphin ecstasy on a boat. Now, here we go. Here we go. This is where you're starting to get this racketeering shit. They're trying to show that Diddy is in Las Vegas, California, Trump Hotel, New York, and Miami carrying around ecstasy. Okay? That's what they're trying to establish right here about all of this drug carrying. Okay? This is wild shit, man. Had you once before taken ecstasy unintentionally? Yes. How did you take ecstasy unintentionally? It was in Gatorade. What do you mean when you took it unintentionally? When you took it intentionally with Sean, how did it feel? Cassie said, like rolling. At the time, what did you think? Cassie says that we were spending a lot of time together. I thought we were monogamous. They asked her, was it made public? Cassie says, no, I was his artist. Also, his family, his children. They asked her, who was linked to him publicly? Uh-oh, see, here we go. Here we go again. Who was linked to P. Diddy publicly? Kim Porter, the dead woman. They got to stop this. How did Sean treat you at this time? Cassie says, we had fun. What was his lifestyle like? He had all these assistants. He could get things done. He traveled quite a bit. Hey, Cassie, what's this photo? It's Diddy and I at a strip club in New York like 2007 or 2008, Halloween. How did Diddy moods vary day to day? They asked her, when it swung, Could you describe it? What? Okay, anger, zoning out. How did it impact you? It impacted me greatly. The next thing I knew, I was getting hit in the face. There was also psychological abuse. He'd tell me to watch my mouth, change my face. How would Diddy keep tabs on you? Well, we didn't live far apart. He'd send security to come find me or a trusted assistant. See, this is the problem. I keep telling y'all what the problem is. Diddy bringing down everybody. Now listen to this. Listen to this right here. He sends security to come find me or a trusted assistant. Like who? Now she has to name names of people that don't want no parts of this. This is the Diddy effect I try to tell you. So they asked her, like who? A guy named David James and Christina Coram. We've never heard these names. These people should not be in Diddy's mess. But nevertheless, here it is. Was your relationship exclusive? No. Did you see other men? Yes. Did Diddy see other women? Yes. He said, I am Puff Daddy. I was insanely jealous. Did you move to LA with him? Yes. He wanted to be close to his kids who were there. Where did you live in LA? She gives the address. How tall was the building? No more than 17 floors. Where did Diddy live? And then she gives the address. Sean would use a golf cart to get back and forth, so they live very close. Who paid for your rent in LA? Diddy, except when I had the house in Studio City. Why'd you pay then? I could afford it then, and I wanted to have some control. It was accepted. By whom? By Diddy. Here we go. How many songs did you write while with Diddy? Hundreds. Most were never released. Some got leaked on the internet, some mixtapes. How many albums on your deal were not released? 9. So she signed for 10. Diddy only released 1, but she had to fuck him. Did you get paid for them? No. Here we go. I don't know how we jump right here, but anyway, the freak-offs became a job. There was no time to do anything else but to do the freak-offs, then try to recover from the freak-off. How much time in your week would freak-offs take? The longest was 4 days, and the freak-offs would take significant periods of time. So, this is, like I said, this is still, the domestic violence or the sex part of the case. I'm more interested in the guns with the serial numbers. That's what I'm interested in. So let's see. The judge said we'll take a break. Now they came back. So they came back at 1:16. So we're getting close, guys. We're getting close to live. So they came back at 1:16. And they asked Cassie, who was your manager at Bad Boy Records? She said James Cruz. Did we just see James Cruz? Did we just see this guy's name? Hold on. Oh, that's Roger Bonds. Okay. My manager was James Cruz. What did James Cruz tell you? That he was managing me with one hand tied behind his back. He had to check everything with Diddy. They asked her, how much money did you make if your records weren't being released? She said, I did hosting parties when Diddy approved them. What comments did Diddy make about your physical appearance? That I look too Mexican with my hair like that. They asked her, how did he like your nails? White, French tipped. Hair? It varied. I shaved my head in 2009. Your body? He told me to work out, prepare for the freak-offs. Here we go. How did you feel about these comments? It varied. What else did Diddy pay for? Cars. Did he give you cash? Yes, but he would take things away depending on how he felt. What else would he take away? My self-confidence. Who would take things away? Staff. Uh-oh. I assume staff. Objection. Yeah, that's bad. What do you mean staff? Name them. So they said objection. Judge says jury will disregard the last answer. They asked Cassie, who looked your laptop and your phone? She says security. How long would they be gone for? However long I was being punished. So Diddy would take her laptop and her phone for punishment. How often were you in contact with Diddy's staff? Daily. Who are in these photos? Here we go with some more names. Christina Coram and Miss Fletcher. What did you call Miss Coram? KK. Here we go. Who's this? D-Rock. Sean's security from Biggie. Oh, D-Rock. They got D-Rock in this mix, y'all. Come on. This is what's happening. Diddy, that great influence. It's just like the streets, though. You got a great big game. That means more people could tell on you, man. Crazy. How frequently were you in Sean's residences? All the time. Did they all have safes? Yes. What did you observe in the safes? Cash, jewelry, cameras, and videotapes. Guns. That's what I've been waiting for. The guns. See this? This is what I've been telling y'all. Don't get caught up in this Cassie shit. This Cassie shit is about telling that Diddy carried guns with no serial numbers. That is the crime here. They're calling it RICO. They got those guns with those serial numbers scratched off. I don't know if that's a federal crime, but it's a crime up here in New York. And I believe it's a crime all over the states. I just don't know if it's federal. But sometimes in New York, you could have a fully loaded gun with the serial number, and the feds will come pick that case up. So, you know, that's why I'm very worried for Diddy about these guns. And what happens is, right now, what you're getting right now is an eyewitness account that he had those guns with the serial number scratched off. That is a crime. So don't get caught up in all of this sex stuff. It is a crime to have guns with the serial number scratched off. Diddy had 3. See, I'm really interested in this case to see how the guns are prosecuted, because the guns were found in Florida, but they're bringing them to New York. I'm like, damn, that's just weird. Where are the guns going to be prosecuted at? Are the guns a federal crime? You know, I've seen the feds come pick up loaded guns, but that was in New York. So this gun stuff really got me right now. And I believe Diddy's going to jail for the guns. So right now, we have a eyewitness that places these guns in Diddy's possession. Let's read it again. How frequently were you in Sean's residences? See, this is key shit right here, man. This is how they are trying to establish the RICO. How frequently were you in Sean's residences? All the time. So she was there all the time. Did they all have safes? Yes. What did you observe in them? Cash, jewelry, cameras, and videotapes. Guns in LA, New York, and Miami, and Alpine, New Jersey. So, when you say guns in all of these different states, that's kind of, that's kind of racketeering with the guns. Because the question is, like I said, the question that the feds asked to Diddy is, you have guns with no serial numbers on it. Where did you get those guns from? He don't want to tell. He got to go to jail. That's where I'm at with the case. And now we have an eyewitness that said he had guns in 4 states. 4 different states. Let's go. Do you recall an incident between Sean and Suge Knight? Yes. We were having a freak off in LA. D-Rock came in and said Suge was down at the diner. Diddy drove over there. What was your reaction? I cried, said don't do something stupid. Damn, we had that story yesterday when he went and told the Suge story. I might pull that back up. Where you ever handed a gun? Here we go. Pay attention to this part. This is the gun stuff. This is the crime. Forget the sex stuff for a moment. This is the crime right here. Diddy, are you a registered gun owner? Diddy says yes. Well, why do you have guns with the serial number scratched off? Not cool. Here we go. Were you ever handed a gun? Yes. We were at a club in downtown LA. We taken mushrooms. I was high. I was told to put the gun in my bag. I was freaking out. Who was present? A driver, security, and Sean. Another time I saw them get dressed and grab guns and leave an SUV. How long were they gone? How long were they gone? 30 or 40 minutes. See? So Diddy had the guns. So my whole thing is when Diddy says I'm not guilty to what? Is it RICO? Did they break down the guns separately? What are you not guilty of? You had those guns. It's all on how they're trying to prosecute it, though, if you ask me. But anyway, another time I saw them grab guns. Let me switch topics. How soon into the relationship did Diddy mention voyeurism to you? First 6 months or a year? How old were you? 22. Why did you agree to try a freak off? Good question, Cassie says. I wanted to make him happy. Boy, she gonna be in trouble in cross-examination. So you wanted to make Diddy happy by fucking other people. Cross-examination is gonna be bad for her. But she's placed him with those guns. That's the real deal. I want y'all to know that. That's the case. The guns, man. I know that we closed the case already. We're gonna keep reading, but just understand the guns are the crime. Like T.I., but T.I. allegedly told Diddy said, I'm going to trial. Where was the first freak off you ever attended? One of his homes in Los Angeles. The attorney says 2A627. Who is this? The first escort. Oh boy. Oh boy. Do you know his name? No. I'll call him the first escort. Were you aware he was paid? Yes, to dance and to have intercourse with me. What drugs did you take, Cassie? I took ecstasy and alcohol before things started. Like I told y'all before, Cassie, Diddy must have made sure she worked out. Because after all of these freak-offs, she's on her 3rd child. Damn, that woman can sure fuck. Anyway. Did you disguise your appearance? Sean said we would disguise ourselves. I wore a masquerade mask. Uh-oh. Eyes wide shut. What was a session in a freak-off until the escort finished? How many sessions with the first escort? At least 2. How did you feel, Cassie? I was so high, so I didn't feel much. Dirty and confusion in that he was happy with me. Why do you feel you couldn't say no? I didn't want to make him angry or upset after he shared this part of himself with me. That's a fair answer. That's a fair answer. That is a fair ass answer. That's a fair answer. I didn't want to make him angry or upset after he shared this part of his life with me. So Diddy, nobody knows that Diddy does this. Cassie is the unlucky, privileged one to have her body trampled over but also Diddy would never show that part of himself to other people. It's a weird dynamic. That's fucked up. How frequent did the freak-offs become? Weekly for a consistent amount of years. Man. Whew. When was your last freak-off? 2017, 2018. How long were you awake during the freak-offs? I never slept. I took drugs, ecstasy, Molly, cocaine. Sheesh. We gotta go to that was 13 minutes ago. That was 13 minutes ago. That was 13 minutes ago, dog. How long were you awake during the freak-offs? I never slept. I took drugs, ecstasy, Molly, cocaine. Oh, man, Cassie. So let's get a refresh. Let's see, because that was 13 minutes ago. We are caught up. Okay, we got 9 minutes ago and we got 4 minutes ago. Let's go. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Cocaine. Do you recall all of the freak-offs? That would be impossible. Damn. That woman did a lot of sex. Did you want to stop? Yes, I was humiliated. I didn't have those words then. I couldn't talk to anyone about it. And they said she's crying. They said she's crying. I mean, you got to sit there in front of all these people and say, yo, I've thrown my pussy out. Man. And she's pregnant. Man. Did you tell him you didn't want to? She said, yes. I brought it up gently. I didn't want him to just do it with someone else. Oh. So, you didn't want Diddy to have another freak-off queen. You wanted to be the number one to stay close to him. Very damning statement, Cassie. Why didn't you tell Diddy, did you tell Diddy that you didn't want to do this? She said yes. She said, I brought it up gently. I didn't want him to just do it with someone else. Because Diddy will replace me with the freak-offs. Anyway, were you able to express your concerns to him? Objection. That's a leading question. Judge says, rephrase. Why would you talk to him gently? I didn't want him to be angry. They hold up something and they say, what is this? It's an email between me and Diddy. What did you call him? I called him Pop Pop. Why? He asked me what I called my grandfather. But I... Hold on. Let me read this again. Hold on. What is this, Cassie? It's an email between me and Diddy. What did you call him? I called him Pop Pop. Why? He asked me what I called my grandfather, but I did it, but now I think it was disrespectful. This dude Diddy is crazy. What did you write to Diddy, Cassie? Cassie says, I wrote, I really need to fuck. The Fed says, why did you write that? Cassie says, because I wanted to be with him. The Fed says, I'll read your messages. You read yours. Okay. Hold on. So the Fed says, I'll read your messages. You read yours. So they must both have the paper on their, in front of each other. So the Fed says that Cassie's text says to Diddy, you don't want any do anymore. I'm just reading what they wrote. So it says, you don't want to do it anymore if I improvise. And Cassie says, I'm so predictable. And then the Fed says, what did you think this meant? Cassie says that he knew I didn't want to do freak-offs anymore, but then I backpedaled. Why? to not make him angry. He could be violent. Where is your get outfit? Cassie says pleasure chest and elsewhere. So I guess where do you get your freak off outfits? Pleasure chest and elsewhere. They asked Cassie, did you get piercings? Cassie says, yes, Diddy came with me. Which of his homies did you have freakouts in? Which of his homes did you have freakouts in? Miami and New York. What other homes? My homes, but all Studio City. So Cassie had freak-offs in her houses, just not in Studio City. In what other cities? Atlanta and Ibaza. So Cassie and Diddy been fucking all over the world, man. And like I said, this is not about Diddy's sex life. This is about those guns. Okay? We got 2 minutes ago. And what hotels in NY did you have freak-offs? The Donald Trump Hotel and the Gramercy Hotel. And the Fed says Intercontinental. Ventura says yes, 44th Street. Yes. So the Intercontinental in LA is where the video is. The Intercontinental in New York is where they did it on 44th Street. No drama in New York. And they asked her elsewhere. They said, yeah. Cassie said, we did the Mandarin Oriental. I don't know where that's at, but I know the Fountain Blue is in a couple of places. So they did the Mandarin Oriental and the Fountain Blue. What names were used? Jackie Star, I use, and Frank Black is what Diddy used. So they would check into the hotels under different names. Like I said, y'all, all of this stuff is cool, but I want y'all to know she placed guns in 4 of Diddy's residences. That's what I want y'all to know. She's placed guns in 4 of Diddy's residences. What names did you use? I used Jackie Star. He used Frank Black. What supplies were for the freak-offs? Astroglide, baby oil, condoms. Who brought the supplies? Security, Sean's assistants. Which brand of baby oil? Johnson & Johnson. How was it used? Cassie said, Diddy said, you need to be glistening. Okay. It's true. It's true. Diddy is definitely freaked off. He like everybody glistened. This dude's crazy. What supplies for the freak-offs? Astroglide, baby oil, condoms. Who brought the supplies? Security, Sean's assistants. Which brand of baby oil? Johnson & Johnson. How was it used? Diddy said you need to be glistening. So, Cassie is on the stand right now, and she's just talking about the Diddy stuff. And I want you to understand, if we was to read this back, if we was to go back, and you would see how the feds brought up. See, the feds brought up the guns, and then he got right out of there. Watch this. He brought up the guns, then he got right out of there. He said, let's just switch the topic. Hold on a sec. Okay, it's not in this one. He brought up the guns. That's what I was waiting for. But at the same time, he said, yo, let's switch topics really, really fast. Here we go. How frequently were you at Sean's residences? All the time, Cassie says. Did they all have safes? Yes. What did you observe in the safes? Cash, jewelry, cameras, and videotapes. guns in New York, LA, Miami, and New Jersey. Okay? All right? Do you recall an incident between Suge Knight and Diddy? Yes, we were having a freak off in LA. D-Rock came in and said Suge was downstairs at a diner. Diddy drove over there. What was your reaction? I cried. I said, don't do something stupid. Were you ever handed a gun by Diddy? Yes. We were doing a club downtown LA. We taking mushrooms. I was high. I was told to put the gun in my bag. I was freaking out. Who was present? A driver, security, and Diddy. So the driver and the security has to say, or if they bring them in, that yes, they corroborate the story. Diddy gave them a gun. This is crazy. This is about the guns to me. Another time I saw them get dressed and grab guns and leave in the SUV. How long were they gone? 30 or 40 minutes. And then the Fed says, let me switch topics. How soon in the relationship did Diddy mention voyeurism to you? What? Brother, you got Diddy on gun charges. Racketeering guns. He ain't did nothing else. You got Diddy on gun charges. And you switched the topic. Crazy work, man. They trying to take Diddy down. You hear me? Crazy. So they just like, okay, we have a witness that said Diddy had guns in 4 states. It's safe to say he's trafficking guns. Come on. No serial number. The feds asked Cassie, were there freak-offs? Was there a freak-off where you ran out of baby oil? Objection. Your Honor, this is irrelevant. Hold on. The Fed asked Cassie, were there freak-offs where you would run out of baby oil? Objection. Your Honor, this is irrelevant. You also mentioned Astroglide, the Fed says. And the defense says, same objection. Irrelevant. I want a sidebar. This is crazy, man. Crazy, man. Let me tell you why I believe this is crazy. Does Diddy lawyer not know that they got these guns? And if he does know, I want to know, where are they prosecuting 3 guns with serial numbers with full 50 clip drums? Like, what are we doing? I don't know, man. I don't know what's up with Diddy's lawyer. They got guns on Diddy. You worried about this Cassie shit. Cassie just identified guns in 4 states and a gun that Diddy handed to her. Yes, they're going to say he was moving around with guns with no serial numbers on them. This is crazy, man. And Diddy's lawyer talking about baby oil and Astroglide. Like, what are you doing? Screw all that. I want to know what is the... What about these guns? Guns are a crime, especially with the serial number scratched off. We've heard that forever. I want to see Diddy get out of that. Fuck, you got guns with no serial. This dude is crazy. The lawyer is sitting there worried about objecting. Were there freak-offs where you ran out of baby oil? Objection, Your Honor, this is irrelevant. Hey. So the lawyer asked for the sidebar. No, the judge. The judge asked for a sidebar. The judge asked for a sidebar. So let's give you a little bit of this.
No, this is appropriate.
Yeah. For me, the first thing I felt, I was like, thank God that M did that shit. That shit was really, really dope. Right. Then the second thing, I was like, people got to stop beating us to the punch to take care of us. You know what I'm saying? I was talking with Bono the other day. I was like, thank you for everything you did to us. But I'm gonna have to beat you. I'm gonna have to step into that zone. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking about other people caring for our people more than we care for our people. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying everything beautiful. I'm saying thank God for Bono, thank God for Eminem. I can't lie and say I don't wish it was Jadakiss. You know what I'm saying? I don't wish it was Fab. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it's just like we have to understand how powerful, our world is. They make it.
I just wanted y'all to hear a little bit of Diddy's bullshit. How he wished Eminem was Jadakiss. Well, Jadakiss could have been Eminem if you didn't take the Benjamins. You took the song. You took the song that made the most money. You put it on your album. Yeah, Jadakiss wrote it, but you probably fleeced the nigga for the publishing back then. I mean, you made Jadakiss not Eminem by taking their song and putting it for you. You're not even an artist. That's why Diddy's where he's at, man.
Making sure our world don't fall apart. You know what I'm saying? They seeing it and they understand the magic in it, but we're not understanding our magic. Right. So it's like that most ferocious thing that you can kick and utilize that time on TV. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like we got to utilize that time, you know?
But BET would have gave me or Jadakiss the platform to do that, or they did it because it was Eminem doing it, and of course they looking at it as a moment for themselves too.
No, I don't think so. I think they would have had Eminem on the cypher. I think they would have still had him on the cypher.
No, I'm saying would they let us do it? Would they would have given us that platform to do it?
If they knew the content that you was going to spit prior to that?
I think so. I think so.
I think at the climate of the world, they would have let anybody do it that wanted to touch that particular topic.
I mean, overall, it has to be something that fuels us to be first for us. You know what I'm saying? And I know that may feel uncomfortable, and everybody's done did so many different records. You know what I'm saying? But we got to be clever with our entertainment so we can keep on shocking the world. You know? And
Like,
shout out to Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, I was about to say, it wasn't Colin Kaepernick at the pre-Thanksgiving dinner at the crib? Wasn't he there? Or I was bugging out. You're not supposed to talk about that? I apologize.
No, so
You heard that? You heard that? Wasn't Colin Kaepernick, what's that nigga name? Colin Kaepernick at the crib at the Diddy party?
It wasn't Colin Kaepernick at the pre-Thanksgiving dinner at the crib? Wasn't he there? Or I was bugging out. You're not supposed to talk about that? I apologize.
See that? See that right there? Like, Diddy has so many people tied into his web. you know what I'm saying? Colin Kaepernick. He better hope his ass don't get called to the stand. The judge and them, here we go. They came back. The feds asked Cassie, we were just talking about Astroglide. How was it used? Cassie says lubricant. Feds ask her, if you ran out, what? Cassie says, we call either staff or the bell desk. Give them a tip. Were the freak-offs lit? He's not talking about litty. He's talking about lights or darkness. Come on, y'all. Were the freak-offs lit? Initially, it was candle, strong smelling, Glade. Listen, man. Like I said, Puffy, he is an American. You understand? That man spends money. He's an American. All these companies, they should really be trying to get behind P. Diddy. Did the freak-offs have lighting? It was initially a candle, strong smelling, Glade. Cause it'd be a lot of funky pussy and stuff. And balls, pause. So Diddy like to keep the strong candles, the Glade kind. If you guys out there got some musky smelling private areas, get you some Glade candles by Puffy. This dude here. So that's it for right now. Probably still talking. This guy, he has to type it up.
No, it's all good.
Come on, this is a big chance. You've been here before. No, so you can't talk about that?
No, I can't talk
Okay,
about
all
that.
right, my bad.
Can't talk about that right now.
My bad. You know, I use my
You
Insta.
know, family, you get to see all types of
Hey, I'm
crazy
so
things,
sorry,
you know
I'm
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I gotta get my life together.
So Fab, how
Nori does a lot of telling Puffy. Nori is just regular dude trying to say, hey, we could talk, right? We all got... No, Puffy has extra secrets. He can't talk about Colin Kaepernick and all this other shit that he's into.
how was your birthday, man?
Hey, how
And
was your
what was your wish for this year?
My
Health,
birthday was cool.
wealth,
Yeah.
knowledge yourself. Watch
like
that over your cake, bro.
I like vibes. You know what I mean? I like a good vibe more than like wanting for anything. Like, you know what I mean? So I got a cool vibe. I spent some of the time with my kids. I went out, grabbed a bag, and I spent some more time with my kids. And you know what I mean? I felt like I was a milestone age. I'm gonna have a party, and we had parties, but I was more like just trying to just vibe, like just see where I look back on where I became. and-
Did you miss me though? For real, because I'm saying it seems like a thing.
I
with
miss
this
partying
birthday
with
party,
Puff, man. I
Man,
miss
but I'm talking
partying
about for your birthday.
Huh?
I want you partying for your birthday.
Yeah, we partied for my birthday before. You came to my party.
No, but me and you ain't never really party. You know what I'm saying? Eyes. I understand. You know what I'm saying?
Let's do it.
It goes down like this. I got
No, every year Fab has a theme for his birthday parties. What was the theme this year, my brother?
Party's
I
coming
didn't
up.
do it yet.
We
So-
still,
You ain't invite- I
we
was
still
gonna
able
say,
to do this
I ain't been
together.
invited-
Oh,
I ain't
man.
invited. Your shit be weird.
Shit.
I've been looking at you. I've been on your gram since
All
you
out of
beat
suit.
Ray J.
Call up the pilot.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Groove is
I
in
just
the
gotta
cut
get my
with it.
shoes. Yeah, I just gotta get my shoes. I got my suit. I'm tailored to the bone.
Yo,
Mean, right?
Groove. So look. I knew you was the funniest nigga since the Ray J shit.
Oh, it was a very
was there.
funny-
Yeah, we was all there. I was not there. Only on drink champs.
Make some noise for me being there.
There you have it. Diddy was having the time of his life. Now look at him. Here we go. Any other candle wax that you would use, Cassie? A few times. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go, y'all. Let's go. Diddy used to use the Glade candle. Any other use of candle wax? A few times Diddy poured it on my body. Who set the temperature of the room? Diddy. I was expected to do freak-offs on my period. Did you want to do that? No. Did you want to be urinated on? Objection. Grounds. The judge asks, why are you objecting? Asked and answered. Overruled. No, I did not want to be urinated on. How did it feel? It was disgusting. It was too much. I choked. No one could think I wanted it. Oh boy. Here we go with the diddler. So, let's read it again. They asked Cassie, any other use of the Glade candles wax? A few times Diddy poured it on my body. Who set the temperature of the room? Diddy. I was expected to do freak-offs on my period. Did you want to do that? No. Did you want to be urinated on? Objection. Grounds. Asked and answered. Overruled. No, I did not want it. Well, how did it feel? It was disgusting. It was too much. I choked. No one could think I wanted that. And that's where we're at right now. Cassie is on the stand. She placed guns and Diddy on Diddy in his house. She placed Diddy giving her a gun, hand to hand. So yes, Diddy was in possession of firearms with scratch serials. Okay? Why were you choking from the urination? too much urine in my mouth. Why were you choking from the urination, Cassie? Too much urine in my mouth. Who else urinated on you? Diddy. So the other people urinated on her and Diddy urinated in her mouth. Did you want Diddy to urinate on you? I didn't want anyone to urinate on me. How often did it happen? Often enough. Now remember, this is embarrassing for this woman, okay? But she wants to take Diddy down. See, because I'm telling y'all something, man. It's these guns. Yes, Cassie's willing to do all of this because this is about guns. Okay? That's why. It's about guns, man. All of this is just extra. Which hotel charged the most for the damage to the room? The Intercontinental in New York. They redecorated the whole room for ridiculous money. Okay, Cassie, back to the urination. The judge says, Miss Johnson, only a few more questions. And then he asks, why didn't you say no? Yeah, man, they trying to, like Cassie, she got about 3 days of this, you know? So that's the last we have. Back to the urination. And then the judge said, only a few more questions. Yep.
Hey, yo, so Ray J came with me.
Get the fuck out of
He
here.
did? Ray J came to Vegas with me.
Oh, I didn't
Me,
know
I
that
came to
part of
Vegas
the
with
story.
me.
I got the story
Say
from
it.
He's gonna take it to where it get to me, and I didn't know this part of it.
Hey,
I
yo,
didn't even know Reggie.
It's me,
That's crazy.
Tyrese, and
Kevin Hart. What's Kevin?
no, my Gary. He just
You
did-
Tyrese
he
and
just did
Kevin Hart. That
Compton.
seems like y'all the real
F.
dark
Gary
skinned
Gray.
niggas.
F-
in the
Yo,
world.
okay, so check this out. It's me, Tyrese, Ray J, and F. Gary Gray. You know, I'm a type of nigga, I like variety, man. I like people that's unpredictable. You know what I'm saying? I like different personalities. So I was like, I never knew they would become what they are today. But you know what I'm saying? But like, you know, that sounded like the type of night I want to have in Vegas. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So Tyrese kept on
This is a
talking.
fight. This is a Floyd fight, right?
Yeah. And Tyrese keep on talking about like how you gotta get back for church. And we just like, yo, the night ain't start. You gotta get back for church. We in motherfucking Vegas, nigga. But like, you can go to church next week. You know what I'm saying? Send in your thing. You know what I'm saying? Ain't never we in Vegas. Don't be bringing God into this situation. Don't bring God into this situation. You know what I'm saying? F. Gary Gray is like, nigga, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Ray J. So Ray J is like just really like feeling like Ray J right now. You know what I'm
Do
saying?
you remember what type of
You feel
drug
like
shit
Ray?
was when Ray
I'm
J
saying
was
he's
on.
at home. You know what I'm saying? Ray J is
all
here at home with his
He's my
brother.
friend. I
Puff
love him.
Daddy, we in Vegas.
Oh, maybe y'all didn't hear that. Cassie said, it was obvious I didn't want to be on the ground being urinated on by two men. Where did you find the escorts, Cassie? Initially, Craigslist. So Diddy is an American. He spends on Craigslist, Johnson & Johnson, and all this other shit. So, yeah. We are doing the Diddy trial live updates, man. So, the judge told this dude only a few more questions. This woman is pregnant. You know? Man. I was watching CNN earlier. Matter of fact, let's get a little bit of that up there. They were saying Diddy had got was moving around in his chair when Cassie was up there.
What happened?
Oh, absolutely. And it was a big issue during jury selection and a big issue from the jump. I mean, their first witness was, Officer Flores to authenticate that video, right?
Nah, they just had did something on CNN like before I started this live stream. Oh, they got the picture. This the picture of Cassie on the stand. Wow, so they're getting the live updates as well. We want to get that. Let's get that screenshot of Cassie, B. Let's get that screenshot of Cassie. Yo, this dude Diddy turned into Snow White. Yo, this dude, they said Diddy looked like Uncle Ben. Yo, Diddy, that man got straight white gray hair. If Diddy get like a full haircut right now, all his hair growing gray. All right, no update yet, no update yet.
Medicaid is important because it helps to save lives.
Because it wasn't like him.
You say he kept on fucking with him. Who you mean? Ray J kept fucking with Fab?
No, we kept fucking with Ray J.
Oh, y'all got
everybody like 20
Is
rappers
it
because he's
Puff the whole
fam
time?
though. He's fam, so we fucking with him like he's fam. You know what I'm saying? We're not knowing, he may have been partying a little much because he's up from that night, from that dinner to backstage. He's still up. Hold on. And then I walk in after this. I walk in after this, and I think I'm looking at baby Tupac. You know what I'm saying? I'm not knowing what's going on. He's screaming out the craziest gang, all types of shit. I'm like, yo, what happened? What went on? And so it's clicking to me that, oh man, all that shit started from us fucking around at the party. Damn, I done fucked shit up. And then the shit kept going. And I got them on the phone, Ray J apologizing.
Being a cool nigga, I was.
But what was the piano shit that the joke
show.
started from in the first place?
He was on the Floyd 24/7.
Ah, I thought he was on Puff piano.
Crib or something
So he's on Floyd crib.
It was light. It was like, it wasn't even a real tap that we would give each other. Yeah. It wasn't really something like in front of your girl.
I still did the show too.
Yeah, he still did the show.
After that whole little thing, I went, still did the show. I had an after party after it, right? Ray J showed up to the after party, I heard, with Suge Knight, trying to get in the after party. They didn't let him in, and then that's when he called up to the Breakfast Club and did the famous rant. The rant is special to this day. I listened to it like a couple months ago, and it was still,
All right, you got this beat. You have no idea. Ray J's your homie, correct?
Mm-hmm. I was cool with Ray J up until that.
Cool. Shit happened. Whatever. And then you can show up to your after party, and then later on, Ray J, he's my nigga.
Ray J pulled up to that.
But he pulled up.
He pulled up with Suge.
What was the thought?
He was trying to press you again? He thought he was doing a double press?
We're waiting on the courtroom because Cassie, they're only giving the defense a couple of more questions with Cassie. So we just waiting on that. So 6 minutes ago, Cassie said it was obvious that I didn't want to be urinated on by two men. And the Fed says, where did you find the escorts? She said, Craigslist. So Diddy was ordering escorts from Craigslist. If she's telling the truth. That would be kind of wild, right? Diddy will order escort strange men from Craigslist. I don't know, man. I don't know. Diddy ordered from Craigslist to have a stranger coming in. Hey, I've heard worse. But he orders a stranger to come in there so Diddy could see him naked. I don't know. Can't put nothing past the diddler, but that one sounds a little rough. Diddy orders from Craigslist. He don't know this person. And they're going to be naked together? Hey, whatever, man. I don't know. That one sounds a little rough. That sounds a little rough, y'all.
Double press.
Your shit get wrinkled again and you press it again. That's what he was gonna do.
Damn.
I guess.
Ray J, I ain't know it was like that. You did that. This is new news. You got a lot of gangster in you. Like the double press.
Double
man.
press.
And then what was the first thoughts in your mind?
Man,
Like,
Ray J is a lucky guy.
I didn't see him at the party thing. This is I just heard. I heard. And at the time, it was 4 in the morning in Vegas time, but it was 7 a.m. New York time. So he called, when they didn't let him in, he called up to the Breakfast Club, still hype on, or whatever he was on. Yeah, whatever he was on, he still was on.
The Breakfast Club, he's on one.
Definitely.
Where were you at in your life when you heard that?
I was laid up, and then I woke up in the morning to
that
my phone. What, laid up? Just in the bed, just like laid down in the bed.
That's
you know,
what
these young niggas.
That's what it is.
Laid up can be some crazy.
Their minds are crazy.
Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah, don't let it go crazy.
So, and you kept it cool.
I kept it cool. I went back to my room, laid up. I woke up in the morning, my phone was on fire. When you go viral or any type of, when you wake up, your phone is.
This is before Instagram. This is
live smoke coming up from your phone.
You like, what the fuck? Give me my lighter. Somewhere you got my lighter.
Yeah. New York niggas always feel lighters, like.
Brooklyn. Yeah, you been hanging out with
Two things that don't make
He had your lighter.
A lighter and a charger? A lighter and a charger, nigga?
Chargers
I know Jada took my charger. This is the crazy shit. Nigga plugged up. That was
Mr. Lee.
No, Mr. Lee.
Mr. Lee, with my phone and Nori's charger.
I know these young niggas.
I never told that Ray J story live for people like that.
No, I got you. We got plenty. What was it? 9 lives? 9 lives. We got plenty.
Oh, these are my life.
You know any of them. Listen, man, you on the street team. How did you think of that?
At the time.
It up because one thing people had to
come on.
know.
But come on, brother. Like actually in like my man Puff Daddy, man, they
He picked us up, man. That was the illest shit. I remember that shit was?
Wix gives you the freedom to tell your story. With a professional.
He's actually our guest host today.
Yes.
Because that's how.
How y'all feel? We need to wake up.
Let's wake up. Turn up, Pop.
That's how y'all feel? Y'all niggas ain't seen me in that long. That's how y'all feel about me, man?
Let's get this shit going.
Let's get this
shit going. Yeah. Look at my fresh. You don't like me, nigga. So you don't love me? Look at my shit, man. Look at that shit, man. We get some little fresh vanilla. Fresh vanilla.
The Black Excellence. Drink Champs. Revolt TV.
Hey, yo.
Fucking
into legends.
Legends.
Because everybody can't be one.
That's
You're
right.
looking at 4. Cheers to you.
There you have it. Puff Diddy, whatever this nigga name is, he is a legend. Give him that. Give him his credit. He's definitely legendary now. Nothing in the courtroom yet. Nothing in the courtroom yet. Yeah, man. So what do we have here? Court, I don't know, they might wind down about 4 or 5. Because for the most part, if they try to start cross-examining Cassie now, you know, they're definitely going to have to, continue tomorrow. So I don't know what they might do. Cassie did a lot on that stand. We did a lot. We did a read. We caught all the way up. Right now, they was talking about the urination. What are the key takeaways? Now remember, guys. Remember, man. I'm the only one talking about these guns for right now. But now that it came out in court, maybe you'll hear other people talk about the guns. Maybe you'll hear the news talk about the guns. For some reason, no one is talking about the guns. This is the first time this is the second time in court that they mentioned guns. Yesterday, in the opening statement, the Fed said guns. I was like, whoa, they finally brought the guns out. Now today, they are establishing an eyewitness that saw the guns in 4 different locations, an eyewitness that was handed a gun personally, then 2 other witnesses that saw her get the gun handed to her. This is about guns to me. And I want y'all to pay attention when you watch another news and stuff like that. Do they mention the guns? 3 guns, serial number scratched off, 50 count drums. Loaded, I believe. I believe the drums were loaded, not the gun. The drums were loaded. So I don't know how all that's going to shake out. But yeah, I'm more interested in the gun aspect of the whole thing. Yes, all that other stuff is bad, but I know in New York, you get penalized for guns. I don't care if it's your first offense or whatever. That's why I was like, are they charging the guns federally? Or how does this work? Because I don't believe you could have scratched off serial numbers in any state. So, I don't know. I don't know why Diddy even had guns, period. Simple as that. Nothing in the courtroom. Nothing in the courtroom. Nothing in the courtroom as of yet. What time is it? It's 3 o'clock. Okay? Nothing in the courtroom right now. So, I guess later we could come back and do some more Diddy stuff. I want to do another show. I want to teach a class real quick. So we're going to teach class on the other stuff, and then we'll come back to the Diddy stuff later. But before we go, we got to make sure nothing happened. 14 minutes, nothing has happened. Yeah, Cassie lit it up today. Cassie lit it up. If you don't hear anyone talking about guns, it's bullshit. All right?